Well, folks, it looks like some parents are locking their children for 14 days in isolation because they are suspected of COVID, even if they're asymptomatic and even if it's not confirmed. Many people are blasting this online, saying that it is abusive towards these children. I mean, they're just little kids. 14 days in isolation alone.
This is neglect. It is abuse.
Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Obvious, and today we need to talk about this very serious problem. So, according to health officials in Canada, this is where this is happening. Children are being locked up by their parents for 14 days straight alone. I'm not going to tell you how dangerous that is to leave a little child alone without any adult supervision, but it is also mentally, and I believe emotionally, and perhaps even physically abusive. Here you can see on Twitter with Anthony Furey. Parents are being told by public health that their kids are dismissed from school because a classmate tested positive. See? The kids don't even have COVID. Some other kid had COVID. They're being told that they must quarantine the child alone in a separate room for 14 days. Even small children, even those who are asymptomatic. Here's the real issue, folks, and this is what I wanted to talk about, and this is why this video is worth a segment. Peter Verales replies, for those parents who believe that no parent would ever, implying that no parent would ever do this to their children, he posts the following screenshots. So here's the first tweet. Red Island Dreamer says, and so the 14-day isolation begins. Nothing has broken my heart like the sound of my 10-year-old crying when I sit on the other side of the door and tell him 14 days will go quickly. Hoping PH calls so we can get some good advice and answers. Hashtag safe schools now. Hashtag small class sizes. Hashtag Aunt Ed. So this woman locked her 10-year-old in a room by himself for 14 days. And she didn't think twice, well, maybe I shouldn't listen to the government telling me to lock up my children. What if something goes wrong? Is that sanitary? No. Is that right? No. You don't even know if they have COVID. This is abuse. This is wrong. Jesus.
You need Jesus, ma'am.
And then we have this reply. This really takes the cake, folks. Mom of three, mother of three, says, exactly us two. I have my 7-year-old in isolation downstairs. Call the damn police. My 5-year-old wrote in his journal today that he is sad because his brother isn't here. I set up a baby monitor to let the 8-year-old ask for things. 5-year-old is using it to talk to the 8-year-old. Exactly us two. So apparently more than one parent are doing this. And I find it extremely disturbing. A 7-year-old child being locked in isolation for 14 days because your big daddy government said you must do this, or the school said you must put them in quarantine. They are children. You can't leave them without supervision for 14 days. I'm pretty sure this violates some sort of laws. In America, I'm pretty sure you could be arrested for this. Now, jumping over to the Toronto Sun, where they talk about this, and the reason I'm talking about this is because this COVID stuff has driven people out of their minds. Okay, people have gone insane. The media has used COVID to strike fear into people. The government has used it to increase their power. I was literally one of the first people to be calling COVID a pandemic before literally anybody. Look at my video history. I called COVID a pandemic back in January. I predicted this entire thing because when I heard about China, when I heard that there may be an outbreak, when I heard doctors saying 100,000 people were probably infected, when I saw those videos that were being suppressed and censored online, leaked from China, I knew they were going, I knew the virus would spread. I knew it. It's China. Come on. Even if they tried to contain it, they would have failed because China is not very friendly to the rest of the world. They don't care if other countries get infected. If anything, it helps them because it brings everybody down, and that's exactly what happened. Nobody has a right to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about COVID. So here, the article says, experts call Peel guidelines to place children in solitary quarantine cruel punishment. Drastic measures not supported by science and could have a long-lasting psychological effects. So even this is being bashed in Canada, and it's Canada, so that's very surprising. Canada is kind of cucked with their with a lot of their left-wing policies. They're a bit authoritarian, but even doctors in this country are saying that this is abuse and this is wrong. So Peel Health has issued guidelines to parents instructing them to keep any children who have been sent home because a classmate has tested positive for COVID-19 be isolated in a separate room from all their family members for 14 days. The severe guidelines, which even apply to small children who are dismissed from childcare, are being criticized by experts as harmful and not supported by science. So, doctors and scientists are saying that this is harmful and that this is not supported by science. You can't just lock up little children in quarantine for 14 days straight without supervision. It is abuse. Here's a quote they go on to say, "This is cruel punishment for a child, especially for younger children. 4 to 10 years old, Dr. Susan Richardson, a microbiologist and infectious disease physician who is also a professor emerita at University of Toronto, wrote in an email to The Sun." Now, here's a part that I wanted to talk about, because I was about to mention this. Quote, "Shutting a child off from their parents and siblings for up to 14 days in this manner could produce significant and long-lasting emotional and psychological effects." I'm going to go a step further and say that it's going to damage them. When you're a child, those are extremely formative years. What happens to you will shape who you are for the rest of your life. What do you think this is going to do to these children? It is going to scar them mentally, emotionally, maybe even physically, for the rest of their lives. They will have problems because of this. It's no joke. 14 days in isolation, what do you think that's going to do? They're going to come out with anxiety. They're going to come out with emotional problems. They're going to be traumatized for life. Here's a picture of an infographic that was released by the region of Peel. Their slogan is, "Working with you." COVID-19. What to do if your child is dismissed from your school or care. They go on to say that the child must self-isolate, stay in a separate bedroom, eat in a separate bedroom, use a separate bathroom, wear a mask and stay away from others if they must leave. And basically everyone needs to self-isolate. You're going to put a 7-year-old all alone in a room for 14 days. If COVID is exposed to anything, it's that the government, the media, nobody has any effing idea what they are doing. No one was prepared for this virus. You know how you stop a virus? You cut off all travel. You close all the borders. You enforce the borders with extreme jurisdiction. You prevent the virus from spreading, but that's not what America did. Wear a mask. Social distance. Didn't stop the virus. Yeah, I'm sure it helps, right? That's what they say. It helps reduce virus transmission. But it's not going to stop. It's already happened. The virus spread. The virus took over. We did not do enough. We should have closed the borders, but we didn't. It's too late. So people are blasting the parents who are doing this, and this is just the perfect comment. Peter Varela says, "We don't need governments to keep our children safe. We need to keep our children safe from governments." Bravo. Bravo to you, sir. Because this is exactly my point. And this is why I'm making this content. Your children are in danger more from the government that doesn't know what it's doing, that led the virus spread in the first place. It's their fault. And they think they're going to tell you what to do with your kids? Are you kidding me? The government can't even figure out how to do a budget. The government is incompetent. They can't even pave the roads. And you expect me to believe they can pave the way for our lives? I don't think so. Government is stupid. Tara Ann Theek says, "Apparently, we need to protect children from parents who care more about the government than their children." Memba Mexican Pizza replies, "I think they care about virtue signaling more than anything." Now, these people got torn up online, and it was glorious. They were bashed, as they should have been, as even medical healthcare experts and doctors said they were wrong. They shouldn't have done it. But people are stupid. Remember when everyone was buying toilet paper? But no canned food, no rations, no provisions, no propane and propane accessories, because they don't know how to survive. Forget about canned food and provisions to survive in case the food supply collapses. People don't know what they're doing. Look at this comment. Chrissy says, "I've seen posts where parents have abandoned their child in a room. They can hear them crying and asking for a hug, but they're too scared to comfort them. Nothing on this earth would stop me from comforting my child if she needed me." Yeah. You know what? Pariah Dog says, "The United States recognizes this as torture when done to adults for periods exceeding 2 weeks. with lasting mental health effects, including permanent and serious mental illness. Abolish solitary confinement. Don't use it on your kids. Solitary confinement against your will is also illegal in the United States. This is a story, folks. This is nonsense. You need to tell people to stop being stupid. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of stupid people, cowardly, emotional, irrational, stupid people who do stuff like this. It's disturbing. It's wrong, and it needs to stop. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. I guess some silver lining to the story is that the woman with the Twitter name Red Island Dreamer basically said that she's no longer isolating her child, that she panicked, it's her fault. She really got roasted for this. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, please support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. I've got exclusive content on there. I'm going to be doing more exclusive content, more so when I find a story that's too spicy for YouTube or simply something that I don't want to publish here. That's how it is. But check that out. Check out my other links. I got sponsors. I've got some good products down there. Card game, soap for veterans, etc., etc. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you all next time.